Thanks, Astrid. In other news, today the court case of Moffat versus Stalling was reviewed by the federal Supreme Court.
Is that even legal in the U.S.?
In fact, it is. The federal court's ability to review decisions of state courts dates back to the Judiciary Act of 1789, and it was reaffirmed in the court case of Cohens versus Virginia in 1821.
You don't say. It's funny how something written and authorized so long ago is still applicable today.
Very true, but I guess you could say the same thing about the Constitution. If you wanted to learn more about the Cohens versus Virginia court case, I think that's on the program next, so everybody stay tuned.
An act from the U.S. Congress permitted the selling of lottery tickets in the District of Columbia.
Can't believe we got these from Washington, D.C.
We should so sell them to the public.
Yeah! Buy your lottery tickets! Buy your lottery tickets! D.C. It's a great deal. Make lots of money. Thank you. Thank you.
However, the Cohens brothers decided to take these tickets and sell them in the Commonwealth of Virginia. This was a violation of Virginia state law.
Although the Congress had already determined the legality of lotteries within the U.S., Virginia itself enacted legislation forbidding the selling and distributing of lottery tickets from other states and districts within the borders of the Commonwealth of Virginia. The Cohens brothers were tried and convicted by state authorities and were fined $100.
We've been tried and convicted by the Commonwealth of Virginia.
For $100?
Brother, I think we should appeal to the Supreme Court.
Under federal law, we are permitted to sell the lottery tickets in Virginia.
Unsatisfied with the decisions of the state legislature, the Cohens appealed to the Supreme Court.
The Cohens brothers' action of selling the lottery tickets is unconstitutional. The Constitution does not give the Supreme Court jurisdiction over judgment over state courts and criminal court cases. Although the Judiciary Act of 1789 gives the Supreme Court the ability to review court decisions, it cannot appellate the state's decisions, especially with criminal cases. This is final and unreviewable by the Supreme Court. Therefore, the fine of $100 or $25,000 today to the Cohen brothers should stay intact.
Virginia's main argument was that the state court decision with criminal activity could not be in the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court.
Rights have been violated.
Our actions are permitted by the legislature. We are authorized to sell the lottery tickets under federal law.
Our conduct is protected by the Act of Congress authorizing the D.C. lottery. Federal law is superior to state law.
Therefore, our actions of selling the authorized federal tickets remains legal.
The Cohens brothers' main argument was that their actions were permitted and protected under the legislature that authorized the selling of the lottery tickets.
3, Section 2 of the Constitution provides that the Supreme Court shall have jurisdiction. This is a direct quote from the Constitution. All cases in law and equity arising under this Constitution, the laws of the U.S., and treaties made or which shall be made under their authority. Constitution provides no exceptions to this grant of jurisdiction for cases in state courts where the state is a party. All cases arising under federal law are within the Constitution's grant of appellate jurisdiction. Our decision is reinforced by the Supremacy Clause of Article 6, which makes federal law superior to state law.
The Supreme Court determined that the language of the Constitution should not be limited nor restricted. Therefore, the Supreme Court found that it had jurisdiction to reverse state court decisions over all cases concerned with the Constitution or with federal law. In conclusion, the Supreme Court ruled in Virginia's favor and upheld the $100 fine on the Cohens. However, this case established and reasserted the federal court's ability to review state court decisions. One could say that Virginia both won and lost the case. Although the Supreme Court ruled in Virginia's favor, this case only did more to strengthen federal court's power. something that many states were opposed to.
Cohens v. Virginia was a United States Supreme Court decision most noted for the court's assertion of its power to review state Supreme Court decisions in criminal law matters when the defendant claims that their constitutional rights have been violated.